The college was a dream that Arthur Findlay began to explore back in the 1940s. He had at that stage become very convinced of the message and the power of the message of spiritualism. And he had this in mind to create this place where people could actually come and study the psychic sciences. Between 1940, when this dream began to form in his mind, and 1964, when he passed to the spirit world, he had made arrangements to actually gift this wonderful house and the grounds to the Spiritualists National Union. The college opened unofficially in 1966 and officially in 1968. And in the early days, it was very, very difficult. You would think it was almost a dream to be given a house like this, a beautiful place. But the demands of running the college and keeping the house in good repair were considerable, and they stretched the union at one stage to the limit. But over the last 50 or so years, it has become such an amazing, wonderful place, and now attracts people from virtually every corner of the world. And I'm sure that for every person that comes through the doors here, they all take something. They bring something, they bring their energy, they bring their enthusiasm, they bring their thirst for knowledge. But also they leave something of themselves here. And over the years, it's created a very wonderful energy. And I've said before, there are many places around the world that you can study mediumship and spiritualism, but there is only one Arthur Findlay College. And I often say to students, when you come here, be careful, because you often leave with the intent to come back. And some people do that time and time and time again. We have people, as I've said, from all walks of life, from all countries of the world, from very different cultures, and they come here because what we teach is mediumship and spirituality and an understanding of this aspect of humanity, if you like. There are many people in our world who have strong religious beliefs or conviction. And equally, there are people who have no belief, no conviction. And they walk through these doors and they just find something that is almost magical in its approach. It's very hard, I think, to be formulaic about what we do here. It's almost about your personal experience, your personal feeling. And certainly from my experience of developing mediumship, every medium in their own way is unique. And we don't set about, we set about creating a standard, creating a knowledge, creating an education. But how every medium works with that energy and works with the spirit world, it produces a unique experience for them. So perhaps what we do here informs, touches, develops that spiritual quality within each and every one of us, and that potential is there for everybody, but not everybody will be a medium. And as you will know and understand, there are many, many ways mediumistic ability it can be manifest in our lives, whether we communicate and we bring forth evidence from the spirit world, or whether we have that healing energy, that healing ability, the touch, the power of healing that is an amazing energy and can help people in so many ways. I think there needs to be a degree of a gift, if you like, that you can, if you so choose, to develop. It's like any discipline in life. You know, most people can write in one way or another, but then there are people whose words are published and widely acclaimed. And you can develop. There are aspects of mediumship that can be polished and developed and evolved. I suppose what is important is your link with the spirit world, and that is developed over time. And the pathway of development, again, is perhaps different for everyone, but there are fundamentally things that are the same for a lot of people. And that's one of the things we help and teach here. And all of the tutors here have also walked that pathway. So they know what their students are going through because they've been that way themselves. So they're using their experience and their knowledge to be able to help people that are going through that same process of unfolding that wonderful gift of mediumship. We often have students come here that believe, having worked at the Arthur Findlay College for 7 days, they are going to become an internationally famous medium. I will say simply that the gift of mediumship takes a lifetime to develop and understand. And whoever you are, however long you've been working as a medium, there is always that potential to move forward, to grow, to deepen your understanding, to deepen your knowledge, to strengthen your link. I believe that every time you stand in the energy of the Spirit to demonstrate is a unique experience that can never be wholly recreated. The mechanics of what we do may be similar, but every demonstration is touched by the presence of the people that are recipients and also the spirit world. So, yes, you can work to develop it and to understand it and to learn the craft, but we should never forget in mediumship the aspect of the spirit world, because without that, without the link, without the connection, without the mediumistic ability, there is nothing. There are many people in the scientific community that would love to be able to argue that what the medium gets is drawn in some way from the sitter and not from the spirit world. But you can easily debunk that theory by the evidence that is given. And if the evidence is so personal, and like Arthur Findlay, coming back to when I talked about Arthur Findlay coming face to face with his father, there was information that was shared that only the two of them knew. And in most cases, when you work as a medium, you're working with people that you've never met before. We've met for the first time today, and I don't know anything about you. And that's the way mediumship works, and sometimes that's best. You know, if you go into a demonstration and there are people in the room that you do know, that doesn't mean that you can't work, you can. But sometimes it's harder when you meet people that you know, than when you people that you don't know and you know nothing about, because then you're relying on what you get from the spirit world. When you first get evidence that is personal to you, that makes you understand and know that life is eternal. I challenge anybody to not change the way they approach their physical life when they realise that that change we know as death is not an end, but rather a gateway to a greater reality, and life moves forward. And I just do not believe that having accepted that and having evidence of that, that you can possibly live your life here in the same way as you did before you had that knowledge. And that knowledge, that evidence changes and transforms lives. It heals life. Spiritualists are not different from anyone else. We grieve, we feel physical loss, but we have this knowledge and this understanding that life goes on. And those people that have passed through that change called death survive in the spirit world.